hello and welcome. I'm back again. Can't get rid of me. I'm back because I've cleaned up a little bit after this morning's creating, and I thought that I might just film this process just so you guys can see it, and also for a reference for myself in the future if this works out how I have envisaged it in my mind. So as I discussed with you guys earlier today, or on the last video, I have pulled the journal apart and I've redone the front completely because why wouldn't you? I changed all the background. I had different paper here and I decided that it was too cool toned for the overall feel of the look. So I've reinforced this section here underneath this lace with some calico, and I've put this this vintage lace here on the top, and it almost creates a little bit of a tuck, and it'll be like a double reinforcement there on the spine. Done some new pockets, put some different things in. I found that little guy on my desk, so I don't know if he'll stay there, but I've just put him there for the time being because he's kind of cute. So that's what I've got. I've sewn around the edge. I am going to do more decoration. I have done a few test things here, so I've got some lace and a vintage photo and things like that, but I'm going to save that to do after a little while. So that's where I'm up to with the cover, and I feel like it's much more sturdy. Oh, I just bent that little bit of paper. It needs to sit back over. There we go, that's better. So I'll put that to one side and put that ruffle on the back there as well, mainly because I wanted to see it poking out at the front here. So that's what I've got with the cover. And this is the flip out that I wanted to do. So I had my sewing machine revved up. I've stitched around the edge of that, which is new. This picture is a glossy picture from my rose book that I showed on one of the op shop hauls, and it's a beautiful picture, as you can see, but the image in the book is quite glossy, so I photocopied it, and I photocopied it onto a cream colour paper, and I think it looks beautiful now. I like how that looks. So that's that. I've got all my pages stacked up here from my journal so that I keep them in order. I think I've got that upside down, have I? Yes, I have. So I'm going to carefully take out the page that I've decided to put it on. I've got that clip to the top, so that won't be a thing. That'll have to go somewhere else. I'll just leave that in there. So I'm going to carefully take this page out so that I don't... I've got a little bit of glue on that from that decoration. And the reason that I'm using... Where did it go? There it is. The reason I've decided to use this page is A, it's a bit thicker, and B, it's toward the centre of the book. So I'll just pack those away carefully so that I don't lose the order that they're in. When I say I've cleaned up my desk, seriously, I've got this little pile of bits here. And I mean, when I say bits, I'm talking about this sort of thing, but I don't want to throw it away. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. I got a little box, a vintage box with some hankies on it, and that was on it, and I'm thinking about sticking that right there. I think that would be good. So actually, I think I'll do that. Otherwise, this is going to get lost on my desk in the vortex. Do you want to speak to me, Dale?
Oh, I don't want to upset you.
I'll just pause the video.
I've just got these.
Yep. So I might make sure I've got that up the right way. Yes. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on that and get that stuck down, and then I won't lose it because it is a vintage little piece. When I ordered something the other day, the box that this was in was stuck on the top of the box. So I opened the box because I've sent one of the bits and pieces with the last journal that I've done, and so I kept this little bit too. I don't know why I kept it, you know, why do we keep these things? Who knows? It's so that they can find their home, and I think that looks nice there. A bit of glitz, a bit of glamour. There we go. So this is the page. I've got this big envelope that's going to go there, and then I've got this journal which I want to attach, and it's going to flip in like so. I did, you know, decorate this page, but I'm thinking I will actually glue that in like there, like so, and I'll have to put something over the top of that, but that's okay. I have reinforced the spine of this with some sari silk, so that's going to go like that. That's got to go there like that, and then it'll go over. But I don't want the full thickness of the envelope, so first things first, I am going to cut this envelope up. So I might just speed this process up. You don't need to watch me cutting this out, so I'll speed this up. Alright, so I've got that done, and I'm going to keep this piece because I want to do, like, maybe I will be, I'm not quite sure, folding that and making a little peekaboo window either that way or that way. Not sure. So this piece is going to be used, but not right now, so I'll put that piece to one side. Now I'm left with this guy, and I think what I'll do is I will get him, I'm going to keep that rough edge at the moment because I'm wondering whether I should cover it first before I put it in or afterwards. Alright, I think I'm going to glue it down. Just make sure I'm not getting too close to the fold. Should I glue it on that side or that side? I think I'll glue it on the back. I was going to cover that up anyway, or partially. Pretty pinafores from page 28. That's a little smocking pattern. It's out of a vintage book, but the paper is really nice. Alright, I'll get me glue stick. Okay, I've got my glue stick, and I forgot to put on one of my lights, so I've just put that on. So if you think the light's changed, it's just because I've got like an overhead ring light, because it is kind of overcast here at the moment. And as I've told you guys before, I've got a massive passion fruit vine. This is a new glue, so I'm just trying to get the lid off. Okay, I've got the lid off. Yeah, I've got a massive passion fruit vine just outside my window here, which casts a bit of a shadow on the window. Alright, let's tackle this guy. Let's get plenty of glue on it. I think I'll probably sew it as well, because I don't want it to, I want it to be sturdy and strong. Get plenty of glue on it. There we go. I was watching a lady the other day, last night, before I went to bed, and she was making some really nice Marie Antoinette little mini journals, and after watching her, I think I'm going to make one of those to go in this journal as well. So I might do a video of that later on too. Alright, so I've got him there. I might just, and as I said, I think what I'll do is I'll sew around the edge and just like to reinforce that piece. So the next thing is, I feel sad, this is linen paper that I'm going to cover that up, but you've got to do what you've got to do, right? So I'm thinking that's going to go there. I'm just double checking to make sure everything's going to go according to plan. And then that'll still be able to close. And I think that keeps it still nice and slimlined there. Bloop. And you'll still be able to open this and journal in it. So, yep, that seems to be a good plan. Well, it'll do until we've got a better one, that's for sure. Just going to give that a bit more of a firm crease. I've got a bit of glue there, but I'll be gluing on that anyway. And I just want to make sure I've got all my folds nice and straight. There we go. Will that be sticking out too far? Let me just see my journal cover. I might need to fold that in just a tiny bit more. Yeah, I think I need to fold that in a tiny bit more. It's a logistical job. I don't go too close to the centre because that's what seems to bulk it up a bit. Maybe I should have glued it a bit further in. Oh, maybe. Oh no, I can still get that off. Just slide it in just a bit more so it's not hanging out so much. Luckily this glue's pretty forgiving. Oh, I don't think I can slide it in any further. Alright, I'm starting to make a bit of a mess about this, so I need to get myself sorted out. Make sure I'm on camera. Right, let's just think about this. There we go. Just bring it down. I've come in quite close to the spine there, so I might just fold that back and cut that piece off. As I said, I like to keep it away from this spine area because then I think it makes it sit a bit better. So I think I'll cut that little strip off. Okay. Yep. And that brings it in a bit closer there. Alright. In business. So let me just cut that little strip off. I'll use my scissors for that. It won't matter if it's not straight because I'm going to cover this with some pretty paper. Cut that off. There we go. I think I can part with that tiny piece of paper. Luckily that's one less bit of paper on my desk. Alright, so I've got the option there to make that slightly wider if I want to. Okay, it's not exactly in the middle, but I don't think that matters. Now, the next piece of business is to put this on here. I'm going to put it on the inside because I don't want to cover up my roses. I'm wondering if I should cover that first so that I can make sure it goes under that lip edge. I won't have that join then. Alright, so we might cover that. And I've got some pretty paper here that I've printed off. And I'd love to tell you who I got it from, but I did not write it down. But I will leave it in the notes. I'll find out who it is and leave it in the notes. So I'm going to take that off here. Actually, I might just, yeah, let's just take that off there for starters. Get an idea of it. It's got a tiny little white border on it, which I do not want, so let's take that off. And I'll probably have to, it's not quite wide enough, so I'll probably have to get another piece of something as well. Let's see. It's really pretty paper, this one. Take that off there. So I've got that. Now, what I could do is put that way, that way. Let me just see. I don't need to put it all the way, do I? Because I'm going to be covering that section. So I really only need to take it to about there. Alright. That's okay. That'll be good. Because I've got this other piece as well. So I can do a bit of like collage work with that there and use it as a background piece. So I'm going to stick that down. Let's go for it. It's a good process making a journal because I think it's very good for your brain, because you've got the creative element where you're choosing all your bits and pieces to put the journal together, and then there's obviously the construction of the journal, which, you know, you've got to use your brain to get it all happening. So I think it's good. It's a good stimulation sort of process. Keep your mind engaged in things. All right, so I'm gonna take that off about there. Let me see. Try and keep things lined up as much as possible. I'll have to trim that a little bit. Okay. Take that down there. Hopefully I'm on camera all over the place. This is what happens when you've got a, I'll keep that. Think on the fly, as per our discussion on my previous video. Okay, I'm going to trim this down a bit because I haven't ripped that very neatly. I'll take that out. And the good thing about pulling the journal apart and everything is that I can do like plenty of stitching, and I can do some adding some little laces and things like that. I actually found some vintage safety pins in my stash. I was tidying up something, and I thought, oh, that'll be handy. I can use some of those, make some little tabs. I'm going to put that, wondering if I might take that piece off there. Just a little bit off so that I can glue that once. Where's my ruler gone? There it is. Take that off just inside that line. And I use that. We'll see how we're going. Take that. Can I part with that? It's a big decision. Going to. Alright. Now, that's not quite long enough to fit in there. So, I think I've got, because it's sort of patchy, I can put two bits together. This is already kind of collaged on the print, so I can do it that way. Two bits. There we go. Take that off and take this white edge off. What's that? I'm ripping the envelope there. Alright. I want to have a little bit of a raw edge there, so just take that off. Beautiful. And I'm going to put that way so that I've got a little bit of a rough edge. Might even, what have I got here? Might actually got a bit of, just to, I don't know, make it a bit more cohesive. A bit of, what have I got here? Japanese writing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this so it's tucking out just from there. There we go, to make it, I don't know, I just want to put something there and that's going to happen, so I'll put that down. There we go. If you're looking for a good glue stick, these are good. I've never had to re-glue with this. I started purchasing those because I watch Louisa HEINZL and she uses that glue and she recommended it, so I tracked it down and I got myself some, and yeah, I'm not disappointed. It does do a good job. So I'm going to put that there. Glue that there. Let's get some glue on the page and run that down. Oh, thinking about ripping the bottom of it and putting a bit of a different colour on the bottom half. So let's see, let's put that like that, but I'm not going to glue it all the way down. I'm just going to put that, I'll put that to hold it. I'm actually doing this a little bit backwards, but we'll get the idea, we'll get there in the end. I'm thinking about putting a bit of that on the bottom half. Yep, I'm out of camera. I know I'm out of camera because I'm actually off the edge of my desk here. Oh dear me. Alright, I'm going to take that down, move that out of the way. I know I said to you guys that I was going to have a big clean up this afternoon, but guess what? That did not happen. That didn't, well, that hasn't happened at this point. I'm still hoping to have a big clean up, but it hasn't happened at this point. I'm probably doing this a bit backwards, but I'll get there in the end, and that's the main thing. Put that underneath there. There we go. Yep. And then I'm going to kind of rip that top bit on a bit of an angle, so it's got that kind of little bit of I mean, I'll probably end up putting something over the top of this if I end up putting a little pocket or a tuck or something there, but sometimes it's just got to evolve how it evolves. Alright, so I've got that, and going to put my finger there, and I'm just going to, where's the top, rip that on a kind of angle going up to that point there. Alright, where's my ruler? Going to take that piece off over a bit. Looks good. I can go. I don't mind if it's not right up to the spine, because, as I said, just a little bit less bulk if I haven't got too much stuff there. Alright, now we're cooking with gas. Put a bit of glue there. And as I said, before I put this in the journal, I'll probably do a bit of stitching around it. I've gone a bit far with that glue, but if you just rub it a bit, it comes off. There we go. I'd rather over glue than under glue is my theory in life here. Alright, so got that in place. I won't fold it just yet because I'd like that glue to set up. So the next bit of business, I think, is to glue this onto here. So that's how that's going to work. So I'll get a bit of glue there. Bit of glue. These big envelopes are good because the paper is sturdy, because it's designed to go through the post, and we know what that can be like sometimes, but it's not too thick where it bulks up too much. So yeah, the envelopes are really good for this sort of thing. Just put a bit of extra glue there to hold everything down. And I'm going to place this roughly there. Just going to flip that over. Actually, I think I need to take it up just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Off camera again. Flip that over. I mean, there's probably an easier way to do this, but I haven't done this before. I've only been doing journals for a little while now, so it's all still a bit of a learning curve for me. So that's going to go like that, that's going to go like that. And I like the contrast here. I need to put a bit more glue just there on that guy. I'm not going to push the creases down just yet because I just want to let that glue dry a bit so it doesn't pucker too much when I push the, there we go, push the folds in place. And there we go, I'll put some of that on. I was watching, the lady that I was watching that was doing the journals, she was saying the good thing about the art glitter glue is you don't actually have to run it right to the edge. It automatically sort of spreads, and when you push down on it, it just seems to go where you want it to, that art glitter glue, doesn't it? Whoops, just knocked it over. Okay, so all that's left to do, I think at this point, is to do a bit more collaging. But I think that looks pretty good at this point. Happy with all that. Colours kind of are cohesive, but we've got a bit of variety going on there. I've got my flip in a good spot, I think. I have over glued just there, but that's okay. That's alright. We're all good. I just want to double check that everything's going to be alright. Yep, I think that's going to be fine. So I just need to do a bit of decoration on this page. I haven't actually got anything out. I have got a pile of papers here. I mean, that's kind of nice, isn't it? That flower's beautiful. Put that in the middle there. And I could rip that in half and put half on the top and half on the bottom. Yeah, I'll do that, I think. Look at that beautiful page. I could put a bit of that. I mean, I could almost put that just like that there. I just need a little, I might put a bit of book page at the top and the bottom. Put that there. Put that there. And then put those lace pieces on the top and the bottom. Yeah, I think that would look really beautiful. So I might do that, and I'll speed this section up so that I'm not taking up too much of your time, but you'll still get to see the process and the end result. Alright, let's do it.
It is a force of nature. To evade, wake yourself before it's over.
think I've got it all happening here. I've just put in this little fabric pocket and got all my bits of paper down. I think I will probably sew around the edge of it. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if it's too bulky in some spots, but I'll have to just press it down. I've got to just make sure I don't sew over my pocket that I've got in there. So I might have to think about that. Yeah, I can do that. So let's see. So we've got, this will be in the center of the book. So let me just put it in, back into where it was. I left my little card in there so I would know where it was in the book. There. Alright, I'm going to put that piece of fabric in there. Let's see. So this will go back in to that spot there. These go on the top there, so that'll be that page. That will be the back page there. Then this is probably dry now. I can fold that. We'll go like so. And over like that. And I won't push it down completely, so hopefully that hasn't gotten too bulky. But I think that looks pretty good, because I'll be able to press that down with my bone folder. But I'm going to give it a little while just to dry, just to make sure that everything's as it should be, and then I'll fold it, crease it really firmly, and I'll stitch around it. But I think that's been successful. So yep, got my flip in. So I'll keep working on this journal. There's still quite a bit to do, but we're making progress. So yep, thanks for watching. Happy crafting, and I will be back with a further update on my wallpaper journal. Have a great afternoon, guys. See you next time. Bye.